Hello everyone. Welcome to Chasing the Moon RV. My name is Zia. I'm a senior solo woman traveling in a 1994 camper van across Canada. I'm on a 6-month road trip. I'm in a place called Cape Tormentine. I call it Cape Tormenting because it's been very, very hot in New Brunswick. I was heading for Prince Edward Island, but I knew they were under a 3 or 4 day heat wave warning, and I thought I need to find somewhere on the water, and as you can see, I did. Is a beachfront campground, and they happened to have right on the beach campsite available late on a Friday afternoon. And campsites aren't in my budget. Not on a regular basis anyway. I usually stealth camp in streets, or as some of you know, I've been spending a lot of time in Walmart parking lots. But they had a space available, and there was a lovely cooler breeze here. We're on the mouth of the St. Lawrence River, so I could go for a dip and cool off. And I thought to myself, why am I only going to stay one night and then head into Prince Edward Island and not know where I'm going to stay and still be under that extreme heat and humidity? So I booked for another 2 nights. It's been a lovely break, and certainly the breeze and the cool water has helped. But yesterday it was still 37 degrees and 76% humidity. So it was a hot day. And then I realized I had some food in the fridge that had to be cooked by yesterday, or I had to throw it away. So I had to turn on the propane stove, which didn't help. There have been some days here when getting dressed in the morning felt like putting on a cold, wet bathing suit. It's very moist here, but I've enjoyed it. And today the weather broke, and it's actually only 19 or 20 degrees, but so much cooler, and I'm so happy for Charlie. So this is my 2-month anniversary of being on the road. I thought I'd share things that I've learned in the past 2 months about traveling in the van, about traveling with a pet, and about myself. So let's start with the van, with Luna. She's been marvelous. She's an old girl, 1994, and I haven't had any issues with her other than those that were my own fault at all, touch wood. Except that there's no air conditioning, and you need it, especially when you're places that are really hot and humid and have a lot of bugs. I think that the summers for the foreseeable future are going to be very hot. And so I really recommend that you at least get, I have a vent, which you can see up above there at the back over the bed. It's just a vent though, it's not a fan. So even if I had a fan that could bring in cooler air at night and take out the hot air during the day, that would make a big difference. But I really don't recommend traveling in a van without air conditioning. It's been at least 4 weeks of really brutal weather, and I think that I actually may have even had a little bit of heat exhaustion. I've been experiencing some vertigo, and yeah, and my skin is like a crocodile right now. So even though you drink a lot of water, it's not always enough. But as far as feeling comfortable in this size of vehicle, she's a 19-foot Class B. It's been perfect. You can park almost anywhere, and the size has been fine for me. I haven't had any issues with it at all. I can stand up. I have a comfortable bed. There's even a toilet cupboard. The size of the van has been great, and for the most part, there's really good storage in here too. There's not a lot of outside storage. Well, there isn't any. There's a small garage area under the bed that you access through the back doors. But it's not big enough to put my camp chair or my camp rug in. So you have to bear those things in mind if you're buying a smaller van. I managed to put them in a small coat closet, and then my coats and things are stored in a container under the bed. So yeah, traveling in this van, I absolutely love her. And I wouldn't want anything bigger, but I would like AC. So that's it for traveling in the van, what I've learned so far. Traveling with a pet. And as you know, my little Charlie has some deficits. He's had a brain injury. And the not having AC again, if you have no AC and you have a fur baby, don't do this kind of trip in this kind of weather. It's just far too hard on them. I spent an awful lot of my time trying to keep him cool. He's not a breed that drinks water, so I was having to give him syringes behind the canines of water several times a day to make sure he stayed hydrated, because most of his fluids come from his rehydrated raw food, and the heat took his appetite away, so he wasn't eating. The heat also made him very cranky, to the point of being a bit aggressive, and not his fault. I mean, he didn't ask to come along on this trip. He didn't have a choice. Seriously, if you're going to be doing a trip somewhere very hot and you don't have AC, I wouldn't recommend it. I really wouldn't. I'm sorry that I brought Charlie. Also, because of the heat, I couldn't do a lot of the things that I would like to have done. I could have gone out for tapas with some ladies that I got to know. I could have tried to find parking somewhere to go through old Quebec City or seen some more things, but I couldn't leave him in the van, and it was too hot to carry him around. Having said that, though, I think that if I didn't have Charlie with me, I would be feeling a bit lonely. He makes me laugh every day. He always wants to curl up on my lap and even play tug of war in here or fetch something in here. He's small enough that we can do that in the little aisleway to the bed. So I'm not sorry I brought him as far as I'm concerned, but I am sorry for him because it's been hard on him. And as for me, what have I learned in the past 2 months? I've had a lot of time to think and for introspection. And I can honestly say that this is the first time in my life, and I may have mentioned this before, I am getting older and I do repeat myself. I've been told that. But I feel authentically me, and that's a really big thing. The sense of, I feel younger when I get behind the wheel of this van and I head out to who knows where, and I put on my music. I can be elated to the point of joyful tears, and I feel free. I can do what I want. I can go where I want. I feel like I'm in control. It's been wonderful. I'm absolutely loving this trip. I'm hoping this cooler weather holds because it will change a lot for us. I will put a few clips what I've been looking at through my windows, through my back window where my bed is. I would wake up in the morning, I'd see the sun coming up, seeing the tide go in and out. Some days have been very calm, some have been rough, but it's been wonderful, and it's been a wonderful 2 months. I've seen some amazing things: the fireflies, the Milky Way, the covered bridges. Those kind of things just really light me up. And also, earlier on in the trip, being in the Rocky Mountains and seeing Lake Louise and Lake Moraine. It's been an amazing trip so far. Challenging, but amazing. And this trip is all about challenging myself. And so far, in the 2 months, I think I'm going to meet that challenge. It is so hot today, even with the air conditioning on full blast in the van. The metal on the door feels warm to the touch. Fingers crossed they have a spot for us. Good morning. Good morning. He's still sleepy. I'm having coffee and looking out at this lovely little view out here. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Even share it with friends. I would love that. And hit the bell if you want to be notified when there's another video coming out. I do have another one on the rest of New Brunswick ready to go. Hopefully I'll find some Wi-Fi and get both of these up. As always, wherever you are, I hope you've had or are having a wonderful day, and I'll say bye-bye for now.